because she really likes it that everyone's really supported me since I got here.
Are they going to be here? Family going to be here for this?
Just my dad will be here, So my mum and little brother, they came out back in September for about 5 weeks, but my dad couldn't come because he was very busy with work. So, he's coming out here, and then 2 of his friends are coming as well. So there'll be 5 Australians here, which will be fun. So we'll have a good time, that's for sure.
What's the travel expenses looking like getting all the way out here from Australia?
Not cheap. Not cheap at all.
Have you gotten out of this season what you wanted, do you think? I mean, I know there's still some games up to play.
Yes and no. You can always do better. From a statistical point of view, it's not too bad. Have I hit every ball the way I wanted to hit it? No. I've had a couple of not so good games, especially probably earlier in the year, and the Northwestern game wasn't the way that I wanted to pan out, but I've really enjoyed myself this year. That's why I came back, to get closer with the guys and just enjoy it. And we've won 8 games, which is really special and not easy to do. Everyone kind of thinks some games are easier than others, but you're playing in the Big Ten. Every game's difficult, regardless of how other teams might be going. And so that answers the question.
I know it's not at the forefront of your mind, but you do have another year of eligibility left, right? Is that something you're thinking about at all?
To be completely honest, no, not at all. I mean, I'm 26. It has crossed my mind, but I'm 26, and I'm really grateful for the last 4 years at Iowa. But this will be my last one. But I'm really excited for these last four, and I think we got obviously 2 regular season games, and hopefully a couple more after that.
If Iowa dips back into pro kick for a guy, what would you tell that guy about your experience at Iowa, and would you encourage him to come here?
Yeah, absolutely. And when I kind of first heard that I was coming to Iowa, I was a little bit hesitant. But I would really just tell him that it's going to be a challenge, but it's going to be worth it. Because everything that's hard in life usually works out the way that you want it to. And I'm really grateful for the time that I've spent here. I've been here just over 3 years, and I've played 4 full seasons. But it's been really special since I got here, but I'm really just proud of everyone that's kind of helped me get to this position, especially my 2 coaches back home, and my parents as well as Coach Woods. He kind of flew all the way out there, which it's not as if you're just going here to New York or something like that. It's a little further than that. So, but I'm really grateful for all the guys that have supported me since I got here, especially Coach Woods and especially my family.
I think back to the first game you played in was at Purdue. You'd never been in a football game before.
Yeah.
And that's your first experience to now. What do you remember just about this journey that you've had?
When I first got here, probably the first year, I didn't really know too much about it. Like you said, I'd never been on a football field, and it was really one of those things that when I went out there, it was just, I'm going to catch this and kick it as far and high as I can. That was literally all I would think about. But I've learned so much more just about football and punting in itself, But I'm really grateful that so many guys here, I'm close with Nate Kading and Jason Baker, and I really can't emphasise enough how Coach Woods has really helped me grow as a person and as a player, but as a punter too, And he's never played the position or anything like that, and he'll tell you, I don't know anything about punting, but he knows me better than I know myself sometimes, and he really knows what balls are good and what balls are bad, and he really puts me in great positions to be successful, so I'm really grateful for him. But the Purdue game, it's at just over 3 years now, which is crazy to think about, and I've learned a lot since then and played a lot of games since then too. A lot of punts as well here.
It was an empty stadium too.
I mean, one thing I remember was the Wisconsin game and just the rules, because you had no idea that if the ball goes on the ground, you can't kick it like that. How much have you soaked up just trying to learn the sport, not just what you're supposed to do, but everything about this crazy sport?
I get asked that quite a bit, and I try not to get too caught up in all the innuendo and all the little details and things like that of American football, because I just try to simplify it as much as I can. And it's funny, I was talking to Luke, the long snapper, today about that, because he was saying it's crazy 3 years ago how little you knew, and I said I try not to learn too much, because then you kind of start complicating things a little too much. And I really, at the end of the day, I'm the one just punting the ball, and nothing's changed since I got here. A lot of technical things have changed, and mindset has changed, and I'm a lot more confident than what I was 3 years ago. But that's because I'd never stepped foot on a football field.
Why did you come to Iowa, and what made you decide to want to play this sport, back in Australia?
Well, I wasn't really exactly enjoying what I was doing back home, and I was working a bit, and I was kind of like, well, I've got a pretty big label, so I think. So I rang the guys down at Pro Kick, and they kind of just said, hey, come down, we think. I said, I think I've got what it takes, and they said, well, come down and we'll see. And it's funny, when I first got there, I saw guys like hitting a few nice spirals, and I was about to turn around and get back and go back home. I thought, this isn't for me, but yeah, hit a few good balls, and my coach said, hey, you've got what it takes, just whether you want to do it. And I gave it a bit of thought. When I say a little bit of thought, it took me about 18 months to decide. That's just because at the time I was young, I was 19, 20, wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, and it was a big step in my life to be able to move across the other side of the world. And that's what but at the end of the day, what it really came down to was my dad kind of just, he said, don't be one of those guys and sitting in the bars or the pub in 20, 30 years going, I should have, I would have, I could have. He's like, you either do it or you don't, and we'll support you no matter what you do.
And then, were there other schools that you were looking at, or was it LeVar coming down and then you go, okay, I need to do it?
Yeah, there was. I won't go into too much detail, but yeah, there was a couple other big time programs, but you never really know until you sign the dotted line. And I was fortunate enough, I kind of knew where I was going a few months into the program, and then Coach Woods came out in January just to try and see me punt, and that was a little nervous because I never really kicked in front of the coach, especially a coach that I might have to go over and perform in games. But that was quite the experience. And yeah, it's funny, I remember he was walking, it was like it was yesterday, it was probably like here to over there, like what's that, 50, 60 yards away. He was walking across the side of the field, and I was just like, holy crap, this dude's a big dude. Because no one's that big where I'm from. And I was like, oh my god, this dude's a big dude. But yeah, it really just, he's just such a good man, Coach Woods. I owe him a lot, and he's really helped me flourish here, and I owe him a lot of credit for that, for sure.
What have you learned about yourself as